Hello everyone, Tech Balance here. Welcome back to another video. Today we still proceed around the topic of data validation, data protection, and the whole idea today is to make your whole data more dynamic, which means if you have protected your pricing sheet, and you have very specific prices that can be used and only used by very specific people, then you want, when you go back to your food cafe main page in terms of your sales data, you want it to be very particular. You want to have the right protection in place to ensure that whatever is in the main accessible page by the various people who are working with this workbook is limited to only the people you want accessing it. So the next thing that we will be doing today, I took the liberty of copying the food items and pasting them under this other sheet. And the whole idea will be, when we come here once more, we will be looking at how to have a quick lookup of this data set. So I will show you two key formulas that I love in terms of looking up data within the same workbook or outside the workbook in question. The first one is going to be a VLOOKUP formula. We will use the insert function option, and we will select this as our data set. There was already some data here, so I'll just delete all of these. I will select my table array as being this one. I will use the F4 function key to lock it in. I want the second column, and the range lookup, I want it to return a true match, or rather I want it to be an exact match. I do not want an approximate value to what I'm looking up, so I'll put in false or 0. Hit OK, I get my price. The biggest advantage of doing this, should someone have access to the price validation page or sheet, come here and change maybe the price to $14, head back to the sales data. You see the data is very dynamic and it continually evolves as you change your workbook. Then the next formula is what we call an XLOOKUP formula. I will double click on it. Then same process, just with different variables. So let's quickly go through that. My lookup value is the food items. So then the second question becomes, for the food items, where do I want to look it up from, right? I want to look it up from here. I will lock in that range, but for this specific example, I will not, because we are omitting line number 6, the return array. Which array do I want to be checking this data from, right? Let's select this one. This is the one I want to return. I will click on OK, and that is what it does for me. It has looked up the animal style burger and it has returned the same. But remember that in our selection, we did not select the price values. What if we wanted to select the price values? We'll use the same. We will be looking that, and we'll be looking it up here. I will lock that one in, and I will want to return my price items. I do not want it to bring an error, so I will tell it return blank, and I will close that bracket. And fortunately we get an error. Let me just delete these ones. You've entered too few arguments, price validation. My formula did not apparently seem to take. Let's do it using the function. So for this one, we want to look this one up. The lookup array will be this one. Lock it in place. The return array, once more, we want to return this one. Lock it in place, hit OK, and it returns. Whenever you're doing XLOOKUP, it is a very dynamic and very powerful lookup formula, which, as you've seen, it's very easy to find yourself making mistakes. When you compare to VLOOKUP, it's a much simpler formula to go straight forward with. Do let us know in the comment section and in the poll that we'll be running which of these two formula you would prefer and why you want to use it more often. For our video, we will be using the XLOOKUP, so I will just quickly redo that by typing in the formula once more. So I'll delete that data, look for my XLOOKUP functionality, then I will set my lookup value. I will set I will set my lookup value. I do not need that. I'll set my lookup value. My lookup array will be this one. I will lock it in. My return array will be this one as well. I will lock it in. If not found, I do not want to return anything. Match mode, these two are not necessarily mandatory for this formula. We will be discussing in a deep dive on XLOOKUP why they are not mandatory. I will click OK and it returns for me the value. Drag down, have all my cells being very dynamic. Now notice one thing, the data set is not correct. Why? If we look at the steak burger, 7.59, bacon cheeseburger, animal style burger, waffle fries are repeated, but their prices are not matching. So this will be a very tricky issue in terms of your data validation, which means you have to be able to find duplicates so that you do not have duplicated prices where a customer sees one offer here maybe for your, let's look at your bacon cheeseburger, and when you come here once more you realize your bacon cheeseburger has two very separate prices. Now on this specific example we were able to have the the price that we wanted. Unfortunately, sometimes it so happens that you get the pricing you do not want, which can be very detrimental for your business, and we'll definitely deep dive into that and how you can also further validate your data and protect it in that specific aspect. I will look forward to seeing you in the next one. Do let us know which topics you're interested in, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you.